This is the HTC 10. You've seen plenty of it over the last 10 months, but with the HTC U Ultra and the upcoming rumored HTC 11, it's time to give the HTC 10 a bit of a revisit. First of all, the HTC One line has been a very loved yet somewhat troubled line. The M7 was one of the best Android phones ever made and proved that Android devices could be just as premium as the likings of Apple's iPhone. The M8 came with a bit of a different design and many new features, though things like the camera brought lots of disappointment to the crowd. The M9 was basically an unchanged M8, which was received very poorly throughout the community, but then the HTC 10 came, and it was the first device to drop the One moniker and the M naming structure. But in my opinion, the HTC 10 is one of the most underrated devices of 2016. While its design was full of chamfers, it was a cool looking device. First of all, the 5.2-inch display is pretty nice to look at. It's HTC's Super LCD for Quad HD panel, and it's one of the crispiest panels around. Super good color accuracy and viewing angles for the LCD IPS display. The construction on the HTC 10 was super solid through and through, though some key things were changed on the 10 from the M9. First of all, HTC came into the fingerprint market with the HTC 10 with an area right below the display, though this required the sacrifice of one of the speakers of the HTC 10, so that means the HTC 10 only had one front-facing speaker and one bottom-facing one. Not nearly as good as the original boom sound speakers on the M7, M8, and M9. Hardware-wise, the HTC 10 was packed with the Snapdragon 820 processor, 4GB of RAM, and the Adreno 530 GPU, and a 3000 mAh battery. Definitely a flagship of its time, and still plenty powerful for today's standards. Software-wise, it shipped with 6.0, but currently runs 7.0 Nougat, and runs beautifully. It's smooth and very snappy with 7.0. Other cool features include a micro SD card slot for expansion and a USB Type-C port for charging, though it failed to include things like IP ratings for water resistance and dust, which was a big push in 2016. Even the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus got water resistance last year, though HTC decided not to add that. Camera-wise, the 12-megapixel shooter was impressive, but not the best. Among its competitors like the S7, S7 Edge, and iPhone 7, the HTC 10 would place third in that battle. Battery life was pretty average throughout my use, though Nougat did improve the battery life slightly, but if you are a heavy user like me, consider getting a battery pack to keep you juiced up. But overall, the HTC 10 was a solid device from 2016, definitely underrated, but I think it likes that. Hopefully HTC can include some killer features like the water resistance rating on the HTC 11 and bring back the boom sound setup they've had on their previous flagships. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by leaving a thumbs up below. And as always, my name is Marco Hanna, and I'll catch you in my next video.